The internet claims there are bugs inside the bag of Doritos, but under a microscope, the truth is usually much more interesting than the rumor. Today, we're putting that viral clip to the test and comparing three completely different manufacturing styles. We have the Doritos Nacho Cheese, the plain Pringles, and our baseline, Kettle Sea Salt Chips. Three snacks, three radically different structures, and one lens. But before we pull up the baseline, I have a confession.
What?
I recently pulled a scab right off my own forehead and put it under the microscope.
Stupid.
I know it's gross. I push the optics all the way to 1,000 times magnification, and the battlefield I found under there is wild. Here's the deal. I'm going to show that to you guys at the very end of this video.
Okay.
And yes, of course I'm putting it at the end because I need the sweet audience retention time. I'm not going to lie, but trust me, you want to stick around for that. All right, first up, let's look at the raw chip footage. Starting with the kettle chip. We use this as our control baseline. You can actually see this natural cellular grain of the plant. So look closely at those deep ridges. Those are expanded starch cells. And see those clear glistening pools? That's the oil trapped inside the craters during the frying process. Right here, that bright geometric cube is a grain of sea salt lodged in the surface. This is what an unengineered fried food looks like. So keep this texture in mind, you guys. Now look at the Pringle. The difference is instant. There are no cellular walls, no irregular craters, and no natural plant growth. Under the lens, it looks almost like textured drywall or pressed particle board. That's because Pringles aren't sliced potatoes at all. They're made from a wet slurry of dehydrated potato flakes and starches pressed into a perfect machine mold. So notice how there are no deep valleys to trap that oil. It is completely uniform from edge to edge. It's a mechanical marvel, but visually it looks completely synthetic compared to the kettle chip. Finally, the Dorito. This is ground cornmeal instead of a potato. The base landscape is incredibly rough and volcanic, as you can see. But the real show is the seasoning. Look at those massive jagged boulders cling to the corn topography. That's a concentrated mix of MSG, cheese, cultures, and milk solids. Now, let's look for that viral bug. Do you guys see any viral bug in there? If we scan over to this dark elongated piece right here, this is what those low resolution videos zoom in on. It's clickbait, but under 4K clarity, you can see it's completely static. It's not a parasite. It's a microscopic strand of toasted corn husk trapped in a pocket of fried oil. The corn base creates deep valleys that traps its heavy seasoning, which is why the surface looks so chaotic compared to the others. When you line them up side by side, the microscope shows you exactly how your food is made. You're looking at a fried plant slice, an engineered starch sheet, and a heavy-duty corn vehicle built to carry seasoning dust. No bugs, just heavy food science, you guys. Okay, so I'd like to line up all three of these slides, side by side by side. The microscope reveals three completely different philosophies of food manufacturing. So look at the screen. On the left, my left, the kettle chip showed you actual nature, jagged starch walls, and organic oil pockets that give you that hard, imperfect crunch. In the middle, the Pringle shows you total machine precision. A completely flat, uniform sheet of pressed starch paste and lacks any cellular identity, but shatters instantly. And on the right, you're right. The Dorito isn't even trying to look like a vegetable, you guys. It's a rugged cornmeal terrain specifically engineered with deep valleys to lock down that massive boulder of seasoning dust and MSG. It's an organic plant slice, an individual starch sheet, and a heavy-duty delivery vehicle for flavor science. No bugs anywhere, you guys. Just pure engineering. And now, because you earned it by feeding my algorithm, let's look at my forehead. All right, so we're cranking this mag to 40, 100, 400, and 1000. Now look at this. What looked like a simple dried speck to the naked eye is actually a dense, chaotic fortress of dried plasma, trapped red blood cells, and a biological mesh of fibrin fibers. Gross. It looks like an alien landscape, but it's just a human body microscopic construction crew sealing a perimeter. It's pretty cool. So you know what? You're welcome. For me, donating my own body parts for your pleasure. You're welcome. So I'm taking this to 100 times mag, and my scab looks way more intense than it did on my skin. So what you're seeing is like dried blood, dead skin cells, and a protein mesh called the fibrin all packed together. It's pretty cool. Let's bump this up to 400 times. This scab looks like a dense cracked wall. You're seeing dried blood tangled to fibrin fibers and trapped skin debris packed together. Come on guys, it may look gross, but this is me. So at 1,000 times mag, my scab turns into this little battlefield. You're seeing dried blood cells, fibrin strands again, and trapped debris all locked together. It may look chaotic, but this crust is protecting the wound while fresh skin rebuilds underneath. So there you go. So which of these 4 structures look the wildest to you? Let me know in the comments. Tell me what I should put under the lens next. Oh, don't forget to subscribe for more crazy truth. Oh, and check out this video. It's all about your favorite toilet paper and is it real or not?